Hello everyone. I just got a message from this guy. See him up in the left-hand corner up there, Al. And he's telling me I don't understand lithium batteries, the charging and discharge process. It says it will shut down the charge voltage. Okay, I understand that. And then they will drop down to a float of 13.3. Huh. I've never seen that actually on any of the batteries I've ever bought. And then it says about a day in storage it says, actually it means they will drop down to a float charge of 13.3 volts in about a day of storage. Huh. Well, mine don't do that. Not sure what the deal is about that, because I have a battery right here. On 520 it was at 14.10 volts and it had been resting for 6 days. I recharged it on 523 and it was at 14.35 volts that day I charged it. 525, which happens to be 2 days later, it was at 14.18 volts. 6-4, which is about 8 days later, it's at 1411 volts. Here's my tester. Well, maybe it'll work better here. Here's my tester. It's not 6-4 today. I think it's the 11th. Let's test it now. It's at 14.045 volts. It's kind of halfway in between volts. Now, how in the world can it be dropping down to 13.3 volts? That's not true, because if that's the case, then he's got junk batteries. He has junk batteries as far as I can tell. Because he also states in here, after about a day in storage, under load, he goes, under load, these cells do fall to 12.8 almost immediately. That's a lie, because if your battery drops to 13.8 volts under load immediately, that's a junk battery. That's a battery that has little or no power left in it, because the upper part of the battery, the upper part, up in the 13.9 and the 14 volt, that is your best power. It lasts the longest. If your battery charges and stays up into that voltage area when you charge it and it sits for a week or so, that's a good battery. That's, you know, even though the battery that's right underneath here is a BTR battery, it happens to be the best one out of all of them. They must have put grade A cells in it, or they matched up the cells better or something. I don't know. But when he says almost immediately they drop down to 12.8, that's BS. That's a junk to me. I mean, how somebody could send me a message like this, which I tried to find it on my on YouTube, and I couldn't find it, so he must have deleted it after he watched some of my other videos. But I mean, who in their right mind would think that if it drops down to 12.8? He says in the beginning that I don't understand the BMS process. Well, I do understand battery voltage. I may not understand the whole BMS process, but I do understand voltage itself makes a better battery. This is one of the BTR batteries, but it happens to be a good one. And like I said, this battery is showing, now it went up to 14.6, maybe after I moved it, whatever. It's still a way better battery than what he is saying in that little description that he wrote there. I mean, that's BS for somebody to come on there and tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when my battery here proves what he said is BS. Now, under a real high power load that's maxing out the actual your battery bank, sure, your power could drop down to a 12.8, but that would still mean you're underpowered. Your battery setup is underpowered. You need more power, more batteries. He also states in there, which it is true, don't get me wrong, it is true, that they do not recommend you connecting more than 4 batteries together. They do recommend that. And I do have a video that does say that the only reason I've got more than 4 batteries connected is because they don't have the full amperage in their battery system, in the storage anymore. They're used batteries. They're used batteries. I don't recommend you connecting brand new batteries up more than what the manufacturer recommends, because there is a lot of them out there that if you get higher amperage ones, you can connect up higher, more batteries in a bigger battery bank altogether. Those are the ones that are actually have the BMSs that are actually designed for that. Now, I mean, whoever this guy Al is, maybe he's misinformed, or maybe he's been informed by China. Somebody from China maybe told him his stuff, because China, they will build junk right now. They build junk BMSs in lower quality batteries because it's how they make more money. They give you this bullshit story that they will last 2,000 recharges. That's what they say, up to 2,000 recharges, when they don't even last a year, 365 days in recharges. Well, that tells you that that BMS is probably designed to destroy that battery within the first year, and they only usually give you a 1 to 3 month warranty on these crappy batteries that you buy out there, like the BTR batteries. They actually said that they had a year warranty on there. They never sent me a warranty card or nothing in the box, so I had no way of registering it. But instead of honoring that 1 year warranty, they sent me more junk batteries and tried to call it a day. And I went through my credit card company and they took care of it, because you know why? They told me on emails when I was conversing with them, they told me that they were going to actually refund my money later. That later meant they were sending me, they said they were new batteries and they were all junk batteries, and they were going to consider that their later. Once they sent me the new ones, they didn't, well, they weren't even new. Once they sent me the 3 batteries, they were only going to refund one of the batteries because it never showed up because it was stolen by FedEx driver. But you can't trust these companies. If you're going to get one, get one that guarantees some kind of a good warranty, at least a 3 or a 5 year warranty. Because they do say in their paperwork that these batteries are supposed to last 10 years of normal use. Well, if you don't get but 1 year out of it, if that, how is it ever going to last you 10 years? All right, I just wanted to do this video on this, that this guy that sent me this email is kind of like, I mean, he may know what he's doing, but trying to tell me that a battery will drop down to a float charge of 13.3 when my batteries are still up. Well, this battery here, underneath here, is still above a 14-volt charge. Somebody scrambled his brains or something. I mean, that as far as I can tell. Thank you. I'm trying to turn my crappy phone off. I'm pushing the stop button on here on the record, and it won't do it, so I have to do this.